And welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sights, sounds, smells, tastes of my particular writer's life on a Friday afternoon. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch out the like button. Really smash it. And gently tap the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on one exciting fucking video. I like getting the F-bombs in right away. So, I just thought I'd recap a few things we talked about this week, such as getting organized, a term I took from the 1976 noir movie starring neo-noir, starring Robert De Niro, who's a sick motherfucker. I shouldn't say that. He's a great actor. He acts the way he is. We spoke about that. And have I proceeded to get more organized? I have not. I'm trying. It's kind of hard because I want to be creative all the time. I want to be writing new stuff all the time. So, whereas, like, here's an idea that I didn't bring up. I should take like one day a week, right? Like, say Friday. And I should use Friday, even if it's just Friday afternoon. I should use Friday afternoon to get organized. And I should do that with the help of an intern or something like that. That would be what the smart businessman does. But me being me, I don't do it. We spoke about what time off. In other words, okay, so I typed the end like on Tuesday to like not one, but like two kind of shortish novels, 35,000 word novels or whatever. This week, and I immediately started on a new Moonlight, and I got 6,000 words on it already. I don't take time off because when I write, I entertain myself. I keep myself busy. And that led to like cracking myself up, which because I have so much fun writing, especially the Moonlight stories, especially with the Elvis stories, or especially with his Elvis sidekick in it. It's just fun for me. It's like reading a book. I have as much fun writing a book as I do reading a book. And then the most popular post, however, most popular podcast, video, whatever you want to call these, was about how to make money, how to make the most money you can writing fiction. And basically, it's all about more books. More books equates to more money. And I got a lot of them. I got a lot of stories out there and books. And between my Bear Media label and Down and Out Books and whatever else I got, some other publishers still own books. They don't push them though. Bugs the piss out of me. Bugs the piss out of me because they won't push them, but they won't give up the rights either. To me, that's highway fucking robbery. And you know who you are. Do the right thing. Either give the rights back or push the books and sell them so that I earn out my advance and therefore good. We're all good. But instead, they'd rather let the books lie where they are. And that's not right. It's criminal, in fact. So besides all that, I was reminded yesterday when this whole thing went down with the indictment of a former president. Love him or hate him. I'm not taking a side here. I was reminded of an essay I read, believe it or not, in the mid 80s or so, in the New York Times, like the New York Times Sunday magazine. I don't know if they even still have it because I don't read the New York Times anymore. Even though they've been good to me. I just don't read any newspapers anymore. I just get my stuff online. And that's it. I get my news with this electronic device, which you can also use as a phone. And you can also use it as your stereo system, your music collection. You can use it. This is where you can put all your books. Anyway, this is amazing. I mean, who would have thought back in the mid 80s, like you'd have this device that you would carry around with you all the time and everything you need from banking to reading your favorite novel, it would all be here. Yeah, I mean, just think about it. Like, you don't have to go to a bookstore anymore. You just go here. I mean, you go to a bookstore not because you want the experience. You just want to get out there and experience humanity because we are a social species. That's the only reason. Just for the fun of going and looking at the spines and feeling the book and all that sort of stuff. I don't. I just go right here. And most of my books, even though I don't know, three-quarters of them are available all over the place. I'm pretty much an Amazon guy, you know. So shoot me. Anyway, but the essay, back to the essay. I digress as always. Back to the essay I read. It's the guy who wrote it. I believe it was a man. Said that his thesis, and again, this is the mid '80s. His thesis was that America had about 50 years to go. That's 5 and a 0. And before the real decline would happen, and it would happen not slowly but rapidly. And taking what happened yesterday, along with the dollar now kind of being replaced in China and Russia, and with the Saudis, even they're supposed to be our friends, right? And Iran with the yuan, even though the yuan is actually, in all actuality, the yuan is tied to the dollar somehow. I don't know the specifics, but just what's happening, the de-dollarization, it doesn't bode well. And taken along with the failure of all these banks and banks that are going to happen, and taken along with this centralized banking, digital currencies, that CBDCs that they want coming out, whereas they're going to airdrop money in your account, and they're going to say you can spend this on groceries. If you spend this on something else, we're not going to allow the transaction. It's another way to control you. And all the old time far left, like Elizabeth Warren types, are totally into these CBDCs because it means more control for them. And they're also starting an anti-crypto army and all this sort of crap. Anyway, taking all these things together, and the country going bankrupt, supporting yet another war that we really should not be involved in, taking it all together, we are going downhill rapidly. And this guy was right. And let's see, that article appeared about, I think I was like 18 when I read it. So it was about 40 years ago, something like that. And like, we're in our last decade, I think, unless something drastic changes and we somehow come back together. But reports are that we have never been more split, tribally split, since the Civil War. I don't want to predict a civil war. I don't want to predict a revolution, but it's looking more and more that way. So it's a sad state of affairs. It really is, when the government can use its law enforcement agencies as a political tool. I don't care if you like the guy or dislike the guy. But the weaponization of the law for political purposes spells the end. I don't mean to be a downer on a Friday, because I like Fridays, even though I'm a freelancer and every day is sort of the same. I don't like to be a downer on Fridays, but I just thought I would bring that up because it was interesting how spot on this author was about the United States. Let's hope, though, in the end, the meteor just grazes off of us, and we can flourish once again and be friends again. Who knows? All right, listen, have a great weekend. And unless something like a Black Swan event happens tomorrow, I will talk to you guys on Sunday afternoon, and we'll set up a date for an AMA. I keep saying it. All right, I will talk to you guys soon, God willing. Ciao, ciao.